Hey writers, it's Megan Barnhart here. I just finished day 2 of NaNoWriMo 2018 and I wanted to update you on how it's going and share some more tools and strategies that I hope you can use for your own Nano or whatever writing project you're working on. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And first thing I can report is that I did in fact get my writing time in, so yay. I had a word count goal of 2,000 words. That's just my kind of my daily goal. And I met that and surpassed it. So I'm happy about that. Again, I used 750 words. I really love that it tells me when I get to the nano minimum. It's just this amazing feeling of relief. Like, okay, I can I can make it through the rest. Then I paste it into my draft one doc, and what I want to do now is return to my writing planner. So this was the planner that I started on day 1. I'm using it to put in my goal, my actual writing time, my actual word count. So the notes today are that it was helpful to use my scene planner, and I'm going to show you what that looks like as well. Yesterday, I didn't use it. Yesterday, I just kind of went freestyle. I mean, I'm working from an outline, but I didn't have a lot of detail for the first chapter. And the reason that I didn't need my scene planner yesterday was because I used a lightning start. A lightning start is a strategy I talk about in Recipe for Drafting, and it is just, putting your character in a normal place, doing a normal thing, except there's a difference. So that was enough to get me writing my first chapter yesterday. But today I needed a little bit more detail, so it was helpful to use the scene planner. Next time I want to start I want to write all of chapter 3. So I want to write, I'm planning to just do 2,000 word-ish chapters. So a chapter a day or a chapter, some days I'm planning to write more time, but my writing word count goal matches my chapter goal. So that works out well. So write chapter 3. But I need to start with getting to safety. So I actually ended this chapter a little bit sooner than I thought I would in terms of events. And the reason I did that is because I got to what I thought would make a really fabulous open loop. So an open loop is just a term you can use anytime people want to know more information. It is used in psychology, it's used in marketing. It's this notion that we don't know all the answers and we want to keep going. It's the feeling you have when you get in bed and you start reading and you're like, I'm just going to read one chapter. And then it's 2 a.m. and you're like, oh man, I have to go to work tomorrow. What's creating that is an open loop because you always want to know what's happening next. It's wonderful to end a chapter with an open loop. You definitely want to end your first chapter with an open loop, but if you can end all your chapters with an open loop, that rocks. So I got to this place where the main character has just been found with stolen jewelry. We know she didn't steal the jewelry. And I went, wow, that's a really cool open loop to end on. Well, looks like we caught ourselves a little jewel thief. And I thought, okay, that's an awesome place to end this chapter. So that means that in my planning doc, I'm going to move some of the chapter 2 action, like the girls getting off the train, to what's now chapter 3. And I also realized that I haven't mapped out yet where I don't know exactly how long chapter 3 will be. So before I sit down to write tomorrow, actually, I'll need to use the scene planner again so that I know what to get out of chapter 3, because you can see I've just put chapters 3 through 5, some more stuff happens. So here's the scene planner. This is something that is in both Recipe for Drafting and Recipe for Outlining. Although you can get an editable copy in Recipe for Drafting. And I use it as a place to write down what I actually want to have happen in the scene. So I'm going to just go ahead right now so that I'm ready for my writing time tomorrow, I'm going to just copy and paste this into chapter 3. And let's see. I didn't get the fight in. I think I do want to get a fight of some kind. Because there are things I want to reveal during the fight. So, this is for like kind of the nuts and bolts. When and where does this scene take place? It's still going to be night, but now, like, let's say in the woods, wilderness. Okay. And I need to still make them jump off the train. I want there to be a fight. Maybe I'll move the fight after. And then they need to make a plan of some kind. So I'm still going to have this emotional point. So then what I do is I map out what are the key moments in the chapter. If you have read Recipe for Drafting, you see I have a whole section on showing versus telling, and it's not one or the other. We need both. So the question becomes, what kinds of things should I show? And you want to show the most important details, like turning points or high emotions, things about relationships, and opportunities to reveal key traits about characters and setting. I had a chance to do this to show some of the class distinctions. So that one I took care of already in the previous chapter. So this will be enough to get me started. And I'm just going to make myself a note to find an open loop to end with, because I'm not sure what action that will be yet, but for me as a concept, that is enough to like get me thinking. So now I'm going to go back to my writing planner, write chapter 3, start with getting to safety. Now I've done that little planner. And so I'm ready to go, and I'll put that in my goal for tomorrow is actually I'll have to look at my master plan. I also have this master plan I'll share with you, which is like the whole month of November just on a printed calendar page. And I mapped out some days where I want to try to get more than 2,000 words done so that I can give myself a relief from pressure. This is my very first NaNo. I certainly don't want to end up in a situation where it's the last few days and I'm, tens of thousands of words short. So since tomorrow's Saturday, I am trying to write 5K. And now I realize I've got 2K chapters. So that's probably not going to be a very helpful goal. I'm going to try to write 4K tomorrow. I'll try to write 2 chapters tomorrow. If I'm on a roll and I decide I want to go for 3, awesome. But I'm going to go for 2. So I'm just going to put that into my writing planner. For me, the writing planner is a really great way to actually start writing because, of course, one of the biggest reasons to not start writing, one of the biggest reasons to procrastinate is not knowing what you need to do. So I need chapters 3 and 4. And once I finish chapter 3, I'll see if I need to do a scene planner for chapter 4, but I'll play that by ear. I don't have to write continuously. So far, when I've been doing my 2,000 words, it's just been one chunk of time, but I'm fine with taking like 1 hour to do the first 2K, do some more planning, play with my kitty, do some fun Saturday things, and then do my second stint. So I'll play that by ear. But for me, the writing planner is a huge defense against procrastination because the task is already there waiting for me. It's much easier for me to just sit down and, start. Candy also helped. today. But it's much easier for me to sit down and start when I know exactly what the task is going to be. So I wonder if you've had that experience. In fact, I'd love to hear if you share in the comments. Do you tend to procrastinate more if you're not sure what you need to write? And do you think you would procrastinate less if you had something like a scene planner or writing planner? Both, right? The writing planner where you're mapping out how many words you want to get down, which chapter you're working on, and the scene planner where you're looking at what events are you going to go through and what kind of key moments are you going to show. I love to hear from you in the comments. Do you think that would help you bust some procrastination and actually sit down and start writing? I know it really helps for me. Okay, that is it for my day 2 update. Happy writing, everybody.